Hi everybody, I am back. It's been a little bit since I've filmed because of school and different things, but I am back, and today we are going to review the new CoverGirl Vitalist, what's this called? Vitalist Healthy Elixir. I saw it actually at the drugstore a while ago. I want to say 3 weeks ago or so. And I looked at it, I'm like, I don't know. CoverGirl foundations usually have not worked out for me, but yeah, it caught my attention because this one says that it has vitamin E, B5, B3. It has a broad spectrum SPF of 20, and that also kind of held me back because I am allergic to SPF. But my skin is super weird, and sometimes it reacts, especially if it's a high SPF, like the It Cosmetics BB cream. I used to be able to use it, and then after my skin started reacting because the SPF there is 50, I had to stop using it. So anyways, I saw this at the drugstore and it was a little on the expensive side. I was at Walgreens around $12.99, and I thought, no. But I ended up watching a few reviews and I thought, okay, I'm gonna go try it. And I had a coupon. So with the coupon, it was about $10.99. So you will find this at the drugstore. It is actually at Walmart as well. I saw it at Walmart for $9.98. And then, so it ranges from $10 to about $13 depending on where you buy it. I would use a coupon with it. So you're going to see different check-ins. I'm going to do 2 check-ins during the day, and these check-ins I have a different clothes on because this is actually my second time that I am wearing this. I wore it for the first time a couple of days ago, and I wanted to do like a first impression. And so I am going to do the application today, but I've already done the check-ins. And so one of the check-ins is at 3 hours and the other one is at 6.5 hours. And you'll see more or less how this wore during the day. So to apply it, I am just gonna use a primer. I always use a primer. I've already moisturized my face, and I am going to use a primer. I'm going to use the Angel Veil by NYX. I love this primer. I think it's one of the best primers. It has been compared to the Hourglass Veil, I think it's called. I don't have that one, but I've seen a few reviews of this one and people compare it to the Hourglass. I think it's called Veil or something Veil. Anyways, this just creates a really, really pretty canvas, and I always use primer with my foundation. I'm also going to use a little bit of the NYX Pore Filler. This is definitely a dupe for the Benefit Professional. I'm just going to use a little bit, and I'm going to press it on my nose and kind of the center of my face to fill in any pores that, you know, may want to peek out and want to be crazy. This is definitely, like I was saying, a dupe for the Benefit Professional for sure. I have both. I have the Professional and this one, and they are the same thing. Okay, so I'm going to be applying this with a sponge on one side, and I am going to use, actually guys, this month I didn't do a BoxyCharm and Ipsy bag unboxing. So what I'm going to do in this video and the other one that I'm going to be filming today is I am going to be using things from my Ipsy bag and from my BoxyCharm. There it is. So I'm going to be using those things, and I am going to give you little reviews as I go. So in my BoxyCharm this month, it was really cute. It's the theme is Makeup is Art, and then we received this brush. And this is sort of like, it's these brushes that have like the artiste brushes, the ones that are super expensive. And so this is a Crown brushes in collaboration with BoxyCharm. So it's right there, Crown brushes in collaboration with BoxyCharm. And it's one of these that is really dense and it's really soft actually. So what I'm going to do is I am going to apply one side of my face. I'm going to do my left side with a sponge and the right side with a brush. And let's see how this works. I am going to be using one pump. I use mine in 725. This is, oh, what is the color of this? Buff Beige. Buff Beige. I'm usually about, that's about 2 pumps. That's a lot. I should not have done so much. But I'm usually a sand beige. So this one is lighter on me, but you will see throughout the day that it turns out to be okay. So I'm just gonna dot this on my face just on the right side of my face, and it has a scent. It has a soapy, it smells like soap, like old soap. It's not overwhelming. It's actually, it's not overwhelming. It's a good smell. So I'm gonna be using this brush. I think it's really good. It's the right amount. Oh wow. It's the first time I'm using it, so this is my first impression. See, the foundation looks so light. It looks so yellow. One of the gripes I have with this foundation is that the color range is good. It's really good. I think there's about 16 shades. I'm not gonna check that for you. I will put it on the screen. The color range is good, but I found it to be either too yellow or too pink. So I had to eyeball it at the store, and I got buff beige. So that's one side. Oh, I really like this brush. That is one side with the brush. And guys, when you apply foundation, and I guess you know this, but if you want to shear it out, then you use a sponge because it absorbs some of your product. If you want the foundation to be more, you know, not sheared out, then a brush is your best bet, because brushes, even though they absorb, they don't absorb as much as a sponge does. So I'm gonna apply to the second half of my face. The good thing also about this foundation is it does not dry super quick. It does not dry super quick, so you have time to work with it. So I am going to use my NYX sponge on this side. This is my left side. So there it is with the sponge. What do you think? I love the finish, guys. I love the finish. It looks more luminous with the sponge than it does with the brush. Let me look at it up close and see. Oh my gosh, I think the finish of this is so pretty. And guys, like you know, I have mature dry skin, like very dry skin. It's so dry that I actually had to go to the dermatologist, and the moisturizer that I am using now is prescribed because my skin just craziness. So looking at it really up close in my super magnifying mirror, it is not settling in fine lines. Is there a difference between the sponge and the brush? I think it looks more luminous with the sponge. The coverage is the same. This is about a medium coverage. If you can build it up, I think I'm gonna leave it like this. I'm gonna go ahead and do the sponge on the side that I did the brush as well, because I want it to look as luminous as the other side. I think it looks so pretty. Actually, I'm gonna just go ahead and build it up a little bit. Okay, so there's the foundation. I think it builds beautifully. Did it build to a high coverage? No, maybe not. I think it's medium high coverage. And it, like I said, it does not dry very quickly, so it's not patchy. It's not patchy. It's not like you can see where I tried building it up. It's really pretty. There's no way I can describe this. Just pretty, and it's not super luminous. I think it's more of a satin finish, and it is just pretty on the skin. So next time you see me, I am going to be all made up through the magic of editing, and you will see check-ins during the day. Like I said, in the first time that I wore it, I did 2 check-ins, one at 3 hours, one at 6.5 hours, and you'll see how this wore throughout the day, and I'll come back with my final thoughts. So I'll see you in a little bit. All right, guys, this is my first check-in with this foundation. This is the CoverGirl, the CoverGirl Vitalist, the new Elixir foundation. And I have had this on for 3 hours. I put it on at 1:30, and right now it is, what time is it? I don't even know. Right now it is 4:35, and it is looking very, very good. I have my my roof open. Sorry, I almost choked. I had my roof open so that I can get more light. I am on my phone, so this is obviously no filter, natural light and all that. I'm gonna close this a little bit just so that we can get a better look at this. I'm gonna look in my mirror because you know, your car mirror is your best friends sometimes. Okay, oh, that's much better. Okay, now you can see exactly what this looks like. Okay, so I think it looks really, really pretty. I used the concealer today, was the Maybelline Better Than Skin, and it went on so smooth. My bronzer, blush, and highlight went on really, really smooth. It is not settling into fine lines that I have here and here, you know, the smile lines. That it's not settling in, which I really appreciate. I have dry, mature skin, like all of you know, and I also have eczema and breakout in hives sometimes, and I have like dry, cracky skin right here, and it is looking good. It is looking good. I am really liking this foundation for my dry skin. I heard some people say that it was oxidizing on them. It does oxidize a little bit, but I bought it some shades lighter, and so because of that, it is, when it oxidized, well, I don't want to say it oxidized because really I don't see a whole lot of that. I think it got just a little bit darker, but also, you know, I put on powder and foundation and blush and all that. I'm sure that the person beside me is going, what is that crazy lady doing? Anyways, I don't think it oxidized badly, and if it did, I bought it a few shades lighter because the range of colors in this foundation, that's the only gripe. They are either a little bit too pink or too yellow, and so I kind of eyeballed it and went with buff beige. I'm usually sand beige or medium, light medium, so I had to really eyeball it and guess at it. So I guessed buff beige, and it turned out to be a little bit light. When I was putting it on, I'm like, that's a little bit too light, but as the day has gone on, I think it looks really, really nice. So I'm really liking it for my dry, mature skin. So that's my check-in at 3 hours. I'm gonna try and check in today in a couple of hours. I'm gonna have this makeup on for a little while longer. So I will see you guys on my next check-in. Okay, hi everybody. It is about 7:30, so I've had this foundation on for about 6 hours. I wanted to wear it a little longer so that I could film, you know, just more wear with it, but I'm gonna run out of daylight, so I decided to do it now. So like I said, it's been about 6 hours of wear time, and you know, I'm just gonna close up here. My concealer is already, you know, wanting to fade away, but see the bronzer, the blush, and the highlight, they've held on. And not only held on, they really look good. They look good. It's not settled into smile lines or into my cracked little space right here or anything. My face doesn't get shiny because I do have dry skin. So I would say my final thoughts on this, using it today for 6 hours, I would say it is a good everyday, not heavy foundation, medium to buildable full coverage. I think this is totally buildable to full coverage. I don't have a whole lot to cover, but still I think it is one of those foundations that you can build up without feeling cakey or heavy. I did not think, I gotta be honest, I did not think I was gonna like this foundation. I had seen a few reviews of it, and I was not very, I didn't have a lot of hope for it, but after wearing it today, I am pleasantly surprised. I think it held on beautifully, not only holding on beautifully, but it looks good. And the bronzer, everything that I put on top went on so smoothly, so pretty, stayed on. Again, after 6 hours, 6.5 hours, it's still looking good. I think I could still get, you know, 3 more hours out of it if I wanted to, but I want this day to be done. But I really recommend it for dry, mature skin. I think it's gonna be good. This CoverGirl Elixir, what is it called? CoverGirl Vitalist Elixir foundation. I am pleasantly surprised. I think it is good for dry, mature skin, and I recommend it. I do. I think I'm gonna use it more. I got complimented today on my complexion, which is always good. All right, everybody, so final thoughts on the Vitalist Healthy Elixir from CoverGirl. I think this foundation is really pretty. I think the finish is beautiful. I just filmed another video on the look that I'm wearing now, and if it is up, I will link it in the card here and down below, or down below. And I've had it on now for about an hour. This is the second time I wear it, and everything went on top so beautifully. The bronzer, the blush, the highlighter, that it just went on beautiful. I did set it with my Wet n Wild pressed powder, like I said in the introduction, and I just think it's a beautiful foundation. It's an everyday foundation. It is not heavy, it is buildable, it is medium coverage, and you know, for us mature dry skin girls, I think that is a foundation that is going to be healthy, and I think the name is very appropriate, and it's going to be very healthy. It's going to look healthy, and it's going to be good for your skin. So this is, I think, the first CoverGirl foundation that I really like, and I've used CoverGirl foundations over the years for, you know, a lot. So I think that is a beautiful foundation, and I do recommend it for us mature dry skin girls. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, like, comment. Let me know if you want to see more foundation reviews, and I will be glad to do that for mature dry skin or for any type. Let me know, and I will be more than glad to do that. Thank you so much, and I will see you on my next video. Bye bye.
Going so fast tonight. Have you ever